So this will be video number 1 for the Infinite Automotive Customs channel. I'm sure I'll edit this sometime later. This is what I would consider day 1 of a change of life. These are things that I'll go into later on, but primarily I'm going from a professional space where I've been in customer experience, as a customer success manager, customer engagement manager, onboarding manager. I've done all these things. Essentially though, what does that mean? I have helped companies, whether it is pre-sales, post-sales, or post-onboarding of a customer to their company. I've helped them to nurture relationships, build relationships. I've helped them obtain clients, maintain client relationships. If you could put this in a statement, you could say that I have been a benefit to many organizations to not only make more money, but to keep that money recurring. And that is the main key to business, is recurring. Every business transaction is all about recurring. Whether it's a monthly subscription that people want to pay for. Think about Microsoft Office. There was a time where you would simply buy the software, you would install it on a laptop or whatever, and then be done with it. Take that CD, put it on something else. But that was like expensive. Like it was a one-shot deal. You paid for it and it was yours. Versus today, you're given the privilege to download software and work in the cloud. Essentially meaning this company can get paid multiple times, multiple ways. That is the trick. How do I get paid not once, but multiple times? How do I make it so that you want to do that? And think about business, right? Like that's the model. I want people to want to pay me. I want them to give me a monthly thing. Think about your cell phones. Like there used to be a time where you got free minutes after 9 p.m. Right? I'm sure there was a business model behind it. Now think about it today. You get unlimited everything for a number. Is it expensive? Sure. Do you notice it? No. It has become a part of your way of life. You don't pay it as much attention as we used to. We spend a lot of money on these streaming apps. Think about that. The reason why you went to a streaming app is because you were paying $150 to $200 for fill-in-the-blank cable company. How much do you really think you're spending on those apps, those streaming apps, and then factor in how much it costs to get that fancy Wi-Fi that I know I pay $90 or $100 or whatever, somewhere in that realm, just for that. And then your apps are what? $10, $15, $20, $30 a month, depending on what package you got, and depending on what you like, it gets worse. God forbid you like sports. Right? So we have negated ourselves. Like everything that we come up with as to like why we don't want to pay high for something, corporate America will figure out a way to make it more palatable to you. That is the trick to business in essence. I want to apply that, but to something that I am passionate about, something that I want to help with. More specifically, is I've been an automotive enthusiast since I could remember. I mean, I was in my young teens when my uncle Tommy, I knew he was a mechanic. I saw him take apart engines and transmissions in the street. I don't even know if he used jack stands. Like this guy was like the mighty Thor of vehicles to me. What I will say is that left an impression. I must have been 13 or younger, maybe. And that was it. My first car, I think I'll save these stories for later because there's plenty of them. But what I will say is I've been in love with cars forever. There was a time where I wanted to be a certified technician and go through Lincoln Tech or one of those nice schools. I had this plan of going through these schools and becoming this certified tech, more specifically BMW certified tech. Love BMWs, always have, always will. Even if they're doing me wrong with their new model line in 2024, whatever. But I am now trying to pursue that vision, that dream, and in a 360 approach. So I want to buy cars, I want to rehab, I want to customize, I want to sell. There's a certain niche market that I'm going to go for, though. Not necessarily price, but necessarily more like type of car. I'm probably going to start there, and then this will grow from there. We'll figure it out. But it's all about how do I provide a service that I think people want, need, can benefit from, and what I'm good at providing. I think over the years I've provided consultant-like services. People come to you and say, hey, type of car you want to stay away from, type of car that you would want to chase down. What do you know about these types of cars, a specific car? Does it have any weak points? Sure, it's a car. Cars have all weak points. Some are just more prominent than others. You have to make that decision. If you have a consultant, you can do that. So I'm going to come at it from that angle. I want to be your consultant. I want to be your reference point. The plan is to start off high level, start off as a wholesale dealer, right? And just so you guys are clear, let's just make it easy. As a wholesale dealer, you can buy and sell from you can buy from pretty much everywhere. You can sell to other dealers, whether they're wholesale, retail, whatever, or auctions. So you can buy from auctions, sell to auctions. There's quite a hustle in there, I assume. I think it depends on your purview and it depends what you're trying to do. I'm not looking for a garbage product to sprinkle the magic dust on it to make it not so much garbage and then give it to one of you. It's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is to find cars that are in decent shape or need some rehab, and that's where I come in. I come in on my network that I want to build, that I'm in the middle of trying to build. What's important there with networking? Networking means benefits to both parties. The size of that benefit is immeasurable, right? What could be valuable to you may not be valuable to someone else, vice versa. However, can you tie someone in? Can you loop them into something? Plan is working with shops locally, working with shops in the areas that I intend to buy vehicles at, right? And making it beneficial to them. I'm not asking for like any crazy discounts or whatever, even though that would be beneficial to a pipeline. But I'm not seeking it. It's not a requirement for me to work with you. What is a requirement though? I'll make it clear. Quality and customer experience are top of the heap. There's others, we'll talk about that another time, but those are top. What does that mean? Customer experience. I'm not talking about customer service. Customer service is you come into a shop, you ask somebody, where's the coffee? And they tell you aisle 3. You have been served as a customer. Customer experience is you walk in the store and you say, hey, I'm looking for Folgers dark roast. And that person says, hey, I'm pretty sure I know where that's at, but let me go ahead and walk with you over there. They take you over to the coffee aisle. They find that coffee. And then they say, hey, there's a comparable coffee over here that's a little bit cheaper that you may want to consider. And then there's these other coffees that are more quality, a little bit more expensive, but worth the taste. That is customer experience. That is where you walked in the door and you felt like you had a unsolicited business partner. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm aiming for. I want to be your business partner in everything related to vehicles in the automotive world. Procuring vehicles, offering customization, things. And I am not a fabricator or anything like that. I have some sort of a pulse on the car world. I'm gonna make it stronger. I'm gonna make it better. I want to do this full time. I want to go all in. I want to put all the energy I've put in these organizations for them to make millions and for me to make thousands, right? I want to make more thousands based on my work alone and my work ethic. So more to come on that. Let's take a quick holistic view is what's today's goal. Today's goal is to pick up a vehicle from my uncle in Jersey. Picking up this vehicle, it is a non-runner. It at a high level needs an engine, right? Like that's according to, I guess, the last person that looked at the car for him at a shop. I feel like they ruined it for him. you took it in, it was running, but running terribly, and by the time they started diagnosing it, it went to like, oh, it's not working anymore. So, weird one. But that's the journey. That's where it starts today. And what happens is, how do we get an engine in there? How do we make it cost efficient to get an engine in there? How do we make this our first flip? This will be my first flip, not under my company, because I'm actually in process of doing all the fancy things around that, right? So LLC, trying to get your business license, trying to get your wholesale dealer's license, all of these things. I guess I can do videos on these things later on. I've seen some content out there, some content being better than others. I'll do my best though to maybe summarize the process itself and the steps involved, what's needed, and what you're going to need to do that. Aside from money, you're going to need balls. You're going to need support behind you, whether it's people trying to support you financially, which doesn't happen as often as you think, or just people with words of wisdom. But more to come. Talk soon. See you later.